Hello, everybody. Is anybody even here? This is the April 2019 Patreon question and answer, or the Q&A. So there's no rhyme or reason to these things. It is basically just anywhere between 15 and 30 minutes of me answering questions that you guys may have. And I actually really enjoy doing these. Quite a few people join these every month. And it's actually cool to answer all the questions that people have. So I think last month we had like 25 in chat or something like that. So that was actually pretty cool, and I'm sure there will be more that will enter as the stream goes on. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions out there, go ahead and answer them, because if you guys aren't answering questions, I am gonna head off. So what I will say is kind of update everybody really quick. I just put out a new a new treasure chest for this week, kind of explaining where things are at right now. So I'm super busy. I mean, I'm a workaholic. I mean, I admit it. I don't get a lot of sleep, as you can tell. Uh, I'll take an hour or two cat nap every once in a while. And I'll do that until I totally wear myself down to nothing. And then I'll go to sleep for 6-8 hours and get up and rinse and repeat over a couple day periods. So I know that's probably not the healthiest thing to do, but things are super busy right now. I work full time for Fantasy Grounds, and with the Unity announcement and everything else, that's definitely going to be picking up, especially a lot more once the Kickstarter starts in May, and also until the release of towards the end of the year. So, but we're also the Fantasy Grounds crew. I think 4 of us are going to Los Angeles in May 17th, 18th, 19th. We're going to the Descent stream that Wizards of the Coast is doing in Los Angeles. It's going to be fun. This is my first time ever going to Los Angeles. I've been to San Diego back in like the late 80s, early 90s for boot camp for ROTC, and that was hell. But so yeah, San Diego, we got some free time. San Diego was actually yeah, it was pretty fun from what I remember. I got a lot of pictures and stuff, but yeah. So yeah, but that we're going there. We're going to get there. I think we're going to get there a day early. It's the weekend of like May 18th. We're all going to dress up a little bit. I think I know Doug's going, Jen's going, John's going, and I think Carl's going. So I think there's 5 of us going, and we're all going to cosplay it up and dress up as demons and devils and stuff. So that'll be pretty cool. A little bit of an update. I'm going to be canceling my Saturday night game. Well, I'm not going to be canceling it. I hope the players can play during the week. It's easier for me to play during the week than it is on the weekend, because it's just hell. My weekends are super busy. So I'm hoping that all the players can move to another night during the week. But I'll have more on that later on. I've missed too many Saturday games, and I don't want to do that to my players. And Saturday just happened to have been one of those days that I wore myself down. And at about 6 p.m. my time, the game starts at 8. So I'd done a lot of prepping, because it was like the only time I could prep was at 4 o'clock my time. So at about 6, I just said, "Man, I gotta rest for about an hour. I gotta get a power nap." And I set my alarm, and I laid down, and 3 o'clock in the morning, I can hear my alarm going off. So it's not too good when you sleep through your alarm for hours. My mother even heard my alarm going off. She said she knocked on my door a couple times. She said she was getting worried because I was just out. So you guys know we're going to be playing a basic D&D game from the early 90s. Basically second edition basic, which was after the original little wooden box set. Actually, this is probably third edition, I would call it, because Chainmail was first, and then Dungeons and Dragons came out, the little white books. So I've been entering a bunch of data every waking moment that I have. I'm trying to get this game. I'm trying to get it done. Well, not done, but I'm not going to be done. There's I tweeted out a picture of all my basic D&D books. They were in storage for 20 years. I took comic book boxes and then I duct taped them so no bugs or anything would get in there. And then I opened them up a couple of weeks ago. So I have 110 basic Dungeons and Dragons books, or I have like 108 or something like that. And there's like 135 or 140 basic books. So I'm missing like 30 books. I'll eventually get those. I'm not worried about getting them now. But yeah, so it's been fun reading, getting caught up on the basic D&D rules, reading about, there's four different I think there's 4 settings. There's the known world, which is Mystara, which was like the default setting. There's like 14 gazetteers, a gazetteer box set, everything from the Northlands to the elves of Alfheim to the orcs of Thar to the Grand Duchy of Karamikos, Thyatus, etc. So yeah, I have all those gazetteers, and thank God, because those books are like $100 a piece. I cannot believe I was actually going to sell my D&D stuff back in the late 90s when Al Gore created the internet and eBay had just started. And I was like, how much can I get for my books? And I could only get like $2 a book, $3 a book. I'm like, this is not even worth it. I could sell all my books for like 5 cans of formula. And if I'm like, because my son was just born. And, of course I was, paying everything for me, paying everything for her, paying everything for my son. And I was just, man, I was so strapped for cash. But, I was going to sell them, but I decided not to. And that's when I duct taped the boxes up and just forgot about them. But yeah, there's a known world setting. There's Hollow World. There's Thunder Rift, which Thunder Rift came out in like the middle 90s, which I didn't really know a whole lot about. And in fact, I don't even have any of the Thunder Rift books. I do have one. I have one Sword and Shield or something like that. And it has like some maps with like a carnival outside of a castle with like jousting lines and stuff. So I never read it, but but I have that one. And then there's Darkmoor by Dave Arneson. I think Arneson created Blackmoor. So there's like 4 settings for D&D. I've actually got one of the settings done already in Fantasy Grounds with all clickable links and pins everywhere on the map. Beautiful map. I've got 4 complete adventures done, and I'm working on a 5th. I've also got the entire players module done with all of the classes, and I'm going to add more classes because besides what is just in the Rules Cyclopedia book, there are a bunch more classes to play that are in the gazetteers of the different settings. So there's a swashbuckler or like a gladiator from Thyatus. There's also the orc, the goblin, the kobold, the gnoll, even an ogre, I think. And those are from like Orcs of Thar, the gazetteer. And then there's the Rakasta, that's from Thunder Rift. So there's a bunch of other class options that I'm going to add in eventually. But for right now, we're just going to stay in the core book. But I've got everything done for the players. All the equipment is drag and droppable. The spells are drag and droppable. I just need to make class-specific character sheets, which I'm kind of drawing that out on paper. And one of my lucky patrons will actually get that paper too as part of the show notes and other notes that I take. So, but I'm working on, that's the only thing I have left to do is I need to make class character sheets for every character, but everything's going to have all the dice rolls, everything. Like the cleric will have all of the turn undead rolls in it. The thief character sheet will have all of the thief ability rolls. All of the, fighter will have all of the fighter options and everything. So yeah, it's going to be really nice. I've put a lot of work into this so far. So I've got one gazetteer done. I'm working on like the B modules, and then I'm working on other stuff for other settings too. So I'm kind of all over not really all over the place, but I've got a lot done, and everything is just like not. So I've got one B module done totally, all encounter parcels, everything, drag and drop monsters. I mean, I've done like, and it's not like you can't use the parse program for basic D&D. It just won't work. So I think I'm using the Morecore rule set. So I've got about close to 200 monsters in there now, which takes a lot of time. I mean, there's, probably 700, 800 total monsters in basic D&D between all 5 box sets, the new monsters that are in all of the modules, because a lot of those didn't make it into the rule cyclopedia. And then there's the 2 creature catalogs that came out as well. The AC, I think it's AC 6, and then there's another later edition that built on top of the AC 6, or no, not AC 6. That's character sheets. AC 5 is character sheets. AC 4 is Marvelous Magic. AC 3 is a stand-up prop pack. AC 2 is a screen. AC 1. So it's like high ACs. It's like AC 8, AC 7, somewhere on there. So I try to remember all this stuff, but it just it's hard to remember every single thing about you've ever read about D&D. So, but I do a pretty good job with it. But I wish I could remember more. So yeah, all that stuff, and then the DM modules coming along good. Like I said, I've got 200 monsters done. Probably, I've got about 500 magical items now, including armor, shields, weapons up to +5. I'm working on the weapons right now, and they're all drag and drop. I've got all of every single magical item out of the there's hundreds out of this rule cyclopedia. All of the potions, scrolls, miscellaneous, rod, staffs, wands. I mean, now I'm in the process of, man. Yeah. I want to show that, but when I stream, I talk to everybody and I don't get anything done. So that's a reason why you haven't been seeing me stream most weeknights, is because I'm simply just trying to get this done. And because, like I said, I've been stressing I'm going to be converting pretty much everything to basic D&D. I like 5e; it's a great system, but yeah, we're going to be converting everything to D&D. I love basic D&D. It's a very hard game to play. It's yeah. So that's everything going on with me. So I'm at I got about another 10 minutes or so. So I'll answer some of your guys' questions now, as you guys know what's going on. So what's up, Robert Nelson? Will we be attending Origins or Gen Con as a company? Probably not. I think, well, a couple of years ago, Doug stopped it because it just wasn't for a virtual company. It just wasn't. He wants to go to have fun. He doesn't want to go to, to take the business up there. Although he does mingle with everybody. So what's up, Murder? What's up, Gary? Murder Hobo Show. I'm not avoiding you, Gary. I'm just I'm super busy. But I'll send you a message after I have dinner here pretty soon. It looks like you're doing dinner too. So yeah, I'm gonna have dinner, and then after I get back from dinner, I will be chugging away on putting more content into my modules. Lord, what's up, Lord? Lord Martarius, what's going on, man? What's up, Reese Davis? So you guys have any questions, ask them now, because when you guys stop asking questions, I'm hungry and that food smells good and I'm going to be heading out. So, yeah, I'm not going to be doing that today, Robert. Maybe tonight I'll turn on the stream for a little bit on Twitch, and maybe I'll do some content, adding some content in there. So, But yeah, I used to do it all the time, and I actually have some videos on building modules. I have a couple of tutorials, Robert, and then I've also done some time lapse videos of just adding a bunch of stuff, like when I built all of the Hellfrost stuff. I took all like 35, 40 Hellfrost books and entered all of that data into Fantasy Grounds. So yeah, that was fun. I've done it for Shadow of the Demon Lords. I've done it for let's see, what else have I done it for? I did it for Numenera. I also did that for Fantasy Age as well, and Dragon Age. So wow. Yeah, I've put a lot of data in. It's just like games that I don't play. And it was like all for nothing. I do want to play Shadow of the Demon Lords. That's a great game. I do love that game. It's a 3d6 game with advantage and disadvantage and stuff. But basic D&D, that's the route I'm going, and that's the route I'm going to take my channel. There's so many 5e D&D channels out there and games going. I just want to. I've been playing 5e for 5 years. I'm ready to, actually more than that, like 6 years. So I'm ready to go back to my roots and start playing some basic D&D and start having a pretty large graveyard of character sheets. So Earmark, what's going on? Good to see you. I'm glad I'm doing it too, Robert. And even eventually my my 5e games are going to be converted too. So my Saturday game, hopefully we're going to be playing during the week, like I announced. I'm not going to be running games on Saturday nights anymore. I just don't have time. So hopefully we're going to move that during the week, and we're going to finish up Dragon Heist. We're going to do the finale for Ghost of Dragonspear Castle, and then we're going to play basic D&D. Either we'll play the Thunder Rift setting, or we'll play somewhere in the known world. Maybe I'll start them off in Karamikos somewhere. Then my Friday game with Omi and Vey and everybody, that game's eventually going to be converted to basic D&D, and we're going to run Undermountain that way. So I'm going to convert Dungeon of the Mad Mage to basic D&D, and they'll start they're level 5, but they'll end up being probably 10 or 11 in basic D&D. So it will be some pretty high octane stuff. It'll be fun, but the game is just going to be so much more dangerous. So yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Robert. Yeah, I got 10 players right now. So I'm good. I'm good to go on players. But if I ever need players, Robert, I will always announce it to my patrons first. And if none of my patrons want the game, then I'll go public with it. So is there an audience for basic D&D? I don't know. I don't care. I'm not worried about views or anything anymore. I'm just not. I'm not worried about views and everything else. Like I said at the beginning of the year, I'm not worried about that stuff anymore. I just want to have fun. And if I'm not having fun, I'm not going to run games anymore. So, but yeah, that's just the way, that's what's going to happen. So, hey, what's up, Duncan McLeod? That's a great name. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've got tons of basic D&D stuff. I mean, and plus the basic D&D PDFs are cheap. They're $5 and some of them are even cheaper than that. Some of them are even $2 and $3 on the DMs Guild. So, but I will plug this. If you guys are looking to buy any D&D modules or anything like that, you guys use my affiliate link, please. That will help support the channel, and it will help me get more basic D&D modules. So, because I'm only buying whatever I need. Keep of the Borderlands unbuy. I've got Keep on the Borderlands. It's somewhere around here. I got like 6 stacks of basic D&D stuff. There's one stack right there. One big stack there. There's another stack of D&D. There's another stack of D&D stuff. I got 5 big stacks on a hope chest over here. That's all D&D. I'm sure you guys probably saw the picture of all of my D&D stuff. So yeah, I've got over 100 basic D&D modules that my mom bought and I bought as a young 20-year-old. I would go to Walden Books and buy 1 or 2 books a week. And that was before my son was born. So that was when I could actually go and look on the little microfiche cards that they had of all the games. And I would just buy whatever I didn't have. I would order it. And you could, back in the 90s, you could still buy all the box sets. You could still buy all the B modules and Search of the Unknown or Keep on the. So all my books are in like pristine condition. And, some of those modules that I have, Night's Dark Terror is like $350. It's just crazy the amount of money these old D&D modules have inflated to. Man. I mean, it's crazy. It's like the minimum is like $25, $35, $35, $50. I'm so glad I didn't sell them for like $2 a book back in the 90s. I'm so glad. I would be jumping off a bridge right now, probably. But to answer your, you know what, Lord, I just stopped my Starfinder subscriptions because I don't play it. I mean, I have every single Starfinder product up until this month, and I just don't play it. So I'm like, I'm not buying it anymore. And Pathfinder will probably be the same way. I love Pathfinder too, but I don't know if any of my players are going to want to play it. And if my players don't want to play it, I'm not going to get the subscriptions and stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't know. I'd like to play Pathfinder too. It looks really good, but I don't know. We'll see. Because I buy a case of miniatures every release. So I buy all the Icons of the Realms minis, and that's expensive. It's like $430 for every case. And I want to be able to do that. And if I am buying all these subscriptions and stuff, yeah, especially for games that I'm not playing. So the only game that I'm going to be buying for is basically 5e. Because I do like 5e. And there will be some Savage Worlds stuff that I'll get to. So, basically they're going to be releasing a lot of the old Savage Worlds settings. So if they do a Solomon Kane box set, I'll get that because I like Solomon Kane. But I don't think I'll get much more. If they redo 50 Fathoms, I would get that too. But pre-order for Pathfinder 2, no. Yes, Robert, I am using the Rule Cyclopedia, but I'm using all the basic stuff because all the basic D&D stuff is beautiful. There's no changes or errata or anything like that. It's awesome. But yeah, we'll be doing the different settings. We'll be doing the Known World. We'll be doing Hollow World. We'll be doing some Darkmoor. And we'll be doing some Thunder Rift as well. And then I'll be adding new classes besides what's in the Rule Cyclopedia. There's like a Swashbuckler and a Gladiator from Theatus. There's a Rakasta from Thunder Rift. There's a bunch of the evil races from the Orcs of Thar. There's merchants from Minotaur. There's Miniatar. It's like the French area of the Known World. Then there's like a sheriff from the Five Shires. There's a Woken elf. There's like a shaman elf. There's all kinds of other classes, but I won't be adding those in until later on down the line. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing basic D&D. I'm really, really excited about it. And I think the players are too. Yeah, they're on my Robert. Those are on the they're on the YouTube channel. So last call for any questions, guys. I'm going to be heading out, but that's what's going on, and I appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm still so unorganized. I'm hoping this weekend I can get see how I got 2 8-cube shelves stacked. I need to build the other one, which is right there in the box. See that big box in there? I got to get that put together and right here. And then I'm going to redisplay everything. I've got a bunch of airtight Sterilite containers, and I'm going to be organizing all my miniatures in. I'm going to be putting all my basic D&D books in there, etc. So But yeah, I want to take care of this stuff. And the last time that I put my miniatures out, oh my gosh, it was just so hard to. I went through about 20 cans of computer air. You know what I mean? And it was a bitch. And plus, I broke a couple of the arms off of the miniatures and stuff and I had to glue them because of the pressure from the canned air. It just like ripped the miniatures up too. But yeah, they're all on my Twitch site. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to running it here, Mark, and I think the players are, and they know it's going to be hardcore too. They know that, if you fail your saving throw versus poison, you're dead for the most part, unless you got an antidote. They know that an antidote's expensive. It's not like 5 gold; it's like 500 gold. And then there's going to be lots of magic items, lots of consumables. It's going to be nice. That's no problem, Duncan. Thanks for the nice words. I appreciate it. Hey, what's up, Bell? Probably, I'm hoping by the end of the month. I sent an email out last night. I don't know if you got it or not, but you should have. Maybe you didn't check your email, but I'm hoping to do character creation by the end of the month, and I'm hoping to sneak in a beginning session in one of the major cities in the setting that I'm going to be running. One of the settings. So yeah, I'm hoping to sneak a session in before I got to go to Los Angeles. So, all right, everybody. Well, I don't see any more questions. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Thank you. Thanks for your questions, and we'll do another one of these. Yeah, we'll do another one of these next month in May. We'll probably do next month's either at the beginning of the month or at the end of the month. But all right, everybody. Thanks again for hanging out. Totally appreciate it. I will see you guys next month, and check out my Patreon page. If you guys are going to be getting anything from the DMs Guild, there's a link for my affiliate link, and sign up for Patreon. You get downloadable maps and stuff like that every month to use for your VTTs. All right, everybody. Take care. Thanks, and I'll see you next month. Bye, everybody.